I want to meet someone who's irreplaceable, bro. Like, because most women are replaceable.
Dope episode on the way. We've got Koja Anim, Natty Ranks, Nathan 5-star. I hope you lot enjoy this one. Boom. When you're bored and you ain't got nothing to do, yeah, like during that period, remember, like a lot of people were scared to come out their house. So I was just walking everywhere. Like, I'm like, right, the roads are empty. There's no one in the way. I was just like, I needed something to keep my mind going and to keep my mind away from falling into the trap like everyone else who was moaning at home and depressed. I was like, I ain't got no time for that. Like, and bear in mind, November, just before lockdown, I'd already got into that lockdown mode because my mom had passed. So I was already like kind of
isolated.
Yeah, isolated. So by the time lockdown hit, I was like, oh, I'm used to this. But I was like, you know, I'm not going to fall into the trap of every other person who's just so zoned out and moaning about their situation. So I was just like, right, you know what, start running.
Yeah, it's like you can either find something new to do, or just sit there and wait, bruv. And sitting there and waiting ain't an option for me. It never has been anyway.
Never has been.
So I feel like, to be really honest, this ain't nothing new for black people.
Yeah.
We've been used to being told to sit down, blood. You get me, fam? Like, this started from at home when your mum would let you sit on the couch. Yeah, man, let's have plastic on it, fam. Alright? This ain't nothing new, guys.
That's it, the Jerry can't drip on the couch, you know.
This
so
is
good.
That was fastest Thursday.
How was it for you though, with like not being able to trim people at the shop?
Bro,
he was just offering us haircuts. You trimmed me yesterday, bro.
I went
fake man in his sleep. I fake man in his sleep, you know.
Pushing hairlines back.
Them practicing
People hitting me up, they're like, oh Nathan, I know I can get a haircut. I know you're not busy. I know you're not busy, you're not at the shop, but bro, I came up with a plan, yeah. I said to myself, alright, cool. I'm not gonna be working, and when I come out of lockdown, I wanna have something to show for it. That was a thing for me. I don't want it to be lockdown, I have nothing to show for it. So I had my calendar, and I got friends that do engineering and things like that, and I thought, you know what, let me just order some equipment and let me just record like 3-4 tracks a day, straight through, and then the best track out of all of those tracks that I recorded, let me release a video. So I said to myself, cool, that's what I'm gonna do. I wanna do all of that, come out of lockdown with a tune and release a music video. And I don't do music like that. Everyone that knows me knows I don't do music, but I set myself a challenge and I thought, let me just do something different when I come out of lockdown, and I've done it. That was the thing for me, It
was a vibe, and I think, you know, it's just about not coming out the same person that you went into. You know, like you, it's embarrassing. I would think that's embarrassing to come out of lockdown and you're just the same brother that you ain't learnt nothing new, all this free time you've had in your hand. Like, you know what I mean, you, whatever you come out with, you've shown people what you do with the time that you have, to shit what I'm trying to say. And you know, you can feel in those times I feel sorry for myself. You know, in between, I think that's natural, I think it's honest, and I allowed myself to be in those moments. Do you know what I mean? Because one of my boys, Justin, he manages England under 15s football team.
Justin.
Family. So Justin was like, bro, I ain't doing nothing this month. I'm like all trying to be proactive. I'm not doing nothing this month. And that motivated me to be like, because I'm always trying to find something to do. Because, you know, part of it feels like, oh, I don't want to lose my relevancy. You might, you know. But yeah, bro, so for me it's like just being able to just do nothing and be okay with that. Not feel like you got to force anything on yourself. Do you know what I mean? And end up putting crap things out there. Do you know what I mean? So for me, I learned how to edit. I learned how to do the sketches and all that other stuff. Because, bro,
you were trying out sketches now. When I saw it, I was like, right, remember I messaged you. I said, right, keep them up. I said, right, keep pushing them. Because I said, right, this shit's funny. But I was like, it's a thing that I was thinking you was gonna do it from time. But now that you're on it, I was like, yeah, keep pushing out. Because I'm there just cracking up. I was like, yeah, Cole just proper learn how to film and edit it.
Because it's like, what are you gonna do when, like, I don't even know when everything opens again, if people are gonna be going out to comedy shows like clubs like that anymore. Like everyone's laughing on their phone.
You don't know how things are gonna be.
Yeah.
Especially when they started to like slow it down a bit. We'll be in the bubbles, we'll go out, we'll be in the bubbles, everything's kind of separate. Then obviously when you actually did the comedy shows, it was from the cars first.
Yeah.
Right.
So everything's kind of different, you had to learn. Yeah. So yeah, I feel like throughout the lockdown, we definitely made the most of the time, free time that we had. Do you know
Absolutely, the podcast kept us all sane.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was a big release for all of us. The sketches, do you know what I mean? And that brotherhood, man, just kind of like, you know, you've known me for years. Shit's like, do you know what I mean? Just to be with your brothers and just chatting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just going through stuff. And even times we might have even had friction with each other because of what's going on.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But we sit at the table every Sunday. Without fail, you sit at that table and you let it out, bro. Do you see what I'm trying to say? And that's been very good.
That's what a lot of families are missing these days, you know. Everyone's on their phones, everyone's out and about. I don't feel like, I remember obviously growing up that Sunday was the day that everyone will come and eat. And everyone is usually like gathered by food one time.
Remember like back in the day, like on Fridays, you had Friends, you had all these TV shows, but the whole family would sit in front of the TV and you watch back-to-back TV shows on Friday night.
That's because everyone had one television. Let's put it out there. Right, cheers. We didn't all have 20-inch. You get me? And you're sitting there and two people kissing and you're sitting in front of your mum and they're like,
and you have to look in the ceiling.
Yeah. Your mum's like, what are you looking? Are you looking this? Bruv, man, I have to style it all out, fam. You get me? But it's been a engaging period, but again, whatever you put in, you're gonna get out of it. You know what I mean?
Talking about those times I used to watch like sitcoms and that. Yo, Chiz, what was the sitcom that you used to watch a lot? Because obviously your favorite one kind of growing up. Because we're talking about like My Wife and Kids. We're talking about Fresh Prince, all of that.
Yeah.
What was your kind of one that you would have missed or you would try and record on Trouble or whatever?
You know what? It was between 101 with Flex Washington.
That was underrated, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like that was underrated because secretly people always mention it, but it's never been rated as one of the main things. You know what I mean?
It's a proper follow 101. Fresh Prince, obviously. Sister, obviously.
Sister.
Yeah. What else? I used to watch the maddest shows on Nickelodeon, like Sabrina the Teenage Witch and all them ones.
You know, before Nickelodeon, it was Trouble TV.
Yeah.
That's the Trouble used to reel them off.
Yeah.
You know it's a black channel because they call it Trouble.
That's so Raven.
I just clocked that just now, you know. The black channel had to be called Trouble, innit?
All the black bros.
Fam,
You know.
they locked up the whole thing because
Cheeky, you know.
fuck me, blood.
Man, you forgot about that. That's so Raven.
That's so Raven.
You don't never catch that.
Do you know what? She was such an amazing child and then a horrible adult, man. Just became a horrible adult, brother.
But this is the thing, fam. You know when you're exposed to the limelight and those decisions you have to make.
Things are rough for you, innit?
Yeah, blood. It's like deep. If we were given too much resources at an early age, we might destroy ourselves. I feel like you need balance, or you need the right guidance to kind of be able to survive in it. But you need to be able to survive in that world.
Going to what Cole just said about having a one TV. You know, it's funny you say that because when I go back to my family home now, one person in this room on the TV, next person in this room on the laptop, next person in this room on the TV, everyone's on their phone. So when I go check my aunt, I'm like, "Oh, where's everyone?" She's like, you know where they are? They're in their rooms." I'm like, everyone's just literally always in their room. So I kind of make a thing that I try to see it like once a week, and even if it's just watch a Nollywood film for 30 minutes or a couple hours with her, we would just be sitting there watching it. And sometimes I see a movie that I like that is one of these random Nollywood films that we're there laughing and both of us like old people just fall asleep on the couch and get up and we start watching our own film. So it's a thing that I do that to make sure she don't feel left alone. But back in the day, like Cole just said, when we had one TV, we had no choice. If she said she wanted to watch EastEnders, the whole family's watching EastEnders.
That's what I think, like, even for me, like my aunt is the closest woman to me, do you know what I mean? And this pandemic's been really bad because her and my uncle have been very scared about the whole thing as well. So even us going around them, it's all like, oh, you know, be careful and all that stuff. And I miss just sitting there with them and just watching something. Christmas was horrible because everyone had to kind of do their own own thing this year.
My aunt, yeah, the first 2 months, yeah, I used to drive down to Brixton and I'll sit in the car and I'll wind down the window and we're talking from the window to the front door. By the time the 3rd month came, she said, "Oh, come out your car, man, come in the house." Christmas, she was like, my other aunt was panicking and she normally does Christmas at her house. She's like, "Nah, this year because of the pandemic, blah blah blah." So my aunt was like, "I'm not missing Christmas." So I was like, "You know what, come over." So she's like, "Yeah." She's coming to my house. So she came over here and I was shocked because normally she would be the one who would be like, "Nah, follow what the government." But she's like, "I don't care." She was out doing the whole lockdown. 7-year-old girl in her walks. She's like, "Yeah, I can't be stuck in the house."
You know my biggest nightmare? My biggest nightmare, blood, is dying following the rules, man. I ain't doing that like that.
Big fam.
I will not be dead following the rules.
But that's what my aunt,
You hear me?
She's like, "I beat cancer. I beat a brain tumor. I beat all of this." Then you're saying, "Come on." She said to me, "Come on, cold and cough is going to kill me."
Imagine.
I was dying.
Imagine.
I was like, you know how funny that is.
Today, you're gonna hear about. I'm gonna do some illegal shit.
I'm,
Yeah, bruv. On my last legs, I'm talking smack. I'm not gonna die following the rules. That's offensive to the whole being on the planet. To me, I'm going out in style, baby.
The youths that grow up in a pandemic, and all they've seen is masked people outside. All they know is their family, and then outside it's just masked people.
Yeah.
That's a madness, you know. But the moment he's come off, it's in
That's a joke though. You see, like even when things are open and they say, "You don't have to wear no more mask," you know there's going to be some people who are still scared that are going to still be walking around in their mask.
I got an LV fucking mask, but you know, I'm not gonna rock that. Man, to be out here, bro. I'm standing in that in the dance, blood. Get me there. Put your number in there.
Look at that one jogging.
Put your number in there, blood.
Like a Mortal Kombat character.
You know it is, even the youngsters that are rolling around with the baddies and that.
Yeah.
They're thinking, look at
That's what I don't like.
That's been happening though.
I don't. That's what I don't like. Big 30 degrees in a man's in a hoodie and robbing no bank. At least Rob do something. Do you know what I mean? Out here just at a picnic in the valley, blood.
You know, like, you said robbing no bank. You know, it's funny. Like back in the day, if you did go to a bank with a mask on, that button is getting pressed.
Yeah.
Now you walk to the bank, they tell you put your mask on.
Yeah. I'm standing there in the valley waiting for cashier number 4. Blood. I might as well checking on his savings. As I'm opening a new account and that, you get me?
Are you man getting a vaccine?
You know what? I tell you what, yeah, my granddad.
Man won't even give blood. My black people won't even give blood.
Have you seen on the radio? Yeah, and I've never listened to the radio too tough here, but recently I've been listening to the radio, and they'll put a black voice on it saying, "Guys, this is safe. The vaccine, it doesn't cause this. It doesn't cause this." And I'm thinking, blood, why? I don't know you. Why am I gonna listen to this? But it's mad how they put a black voice on there, knowing that obviously our demographic ain't listening to that. So they've obviously put the voice there so that we will think it's like a familiar voice and go and do it.
What Bun kept on? So my man can tell me to get the vaccine. I was in the train station and I heard, "Hi, this is Jude Bellingham and I'm letting you lot know." I'm like, shut up, lad. Furthermore, England just fucking drew with Scotland, lad. Don't chat to me about that, man. The last people you want to use is the England football squad, lad, to tell people to buy vaccine and they're not even winning games.
Be like, the vaccine slowed you down. That's why he ain't scoring.
My granddad said to me, "Oh, listen, if you want to come to St. Lucia to come check me, you gotta make sure you get your vaccine." And he said, "Listen, I know that there's risk, but if I go down, your pops has one, your uncle has one, we all go down together." I just
not the team death. Man's gonna just fucking bury a coach of people in the fucking 6 feet, you know.
And it had me thinking, bro, it's true. Like we all go down together, innit? Like, I
That's
can't
the
be the
same
last
money
one.
in a coffin and that.
God. Nah.
Man, I put my hand in there. There should only be one Highlander. Fun to distract you, St. Lucia.
I was joking.
And you know what else has been going on in the have you not had or heard of any relationships that ain't really lasted the pandemic?
Plenty.
Is it?
Plenty.
Because you lot are on top of each other.
Plenty.
For not the right reasons. You know what I mean?
Not the way that you want it.
Nah, you can't go nowhere, man. Going out to go and get. That's why everyone's going to get tissue and shit because they just want to get.
But has it highlighted the fact that we are tolerant of each other because life gives us distractions that allow us to, you know, escape from that scenario to be able to appreciate it.
A lot of people are dating and passing. So best way to explain it is like, alright, one of my brothers broke up with his girl, and he works nights and she works days. So it's like the time that they bump into each other is usually between 5 and 6. Yeah. She's coming back from work, boom boom, he's gone. So the only time that they might have is the odd weekend. So they're not spending every single day with each other. Pandemic's hit now, you're stuck 24/7. You're starting to notice
you gotta hear her whole day.
Yeah. And it involves you.
Yeah, you gotta hear her whole day. You don't get the short version anymore because you gotta run out. Now you're like, yeah, man, you gotta run out into the bedroom. You get me? But yeah, it's a lot, man.
It's a lot.
But you know, there's certain things that hasn't even kicked in. For example, like a lot of the clubs, they're not open.
Yeah.
And now there's a lot of people that are in relationships in a pandemic where the girl's a party girl. She goes out every weekend. You know what I'm saying? You forget about that in a pandemic relationship until things are open again.
The guy's a party boy as well.
Yeah.
And he's out every weekend. Yeah. Then all of a sudden now his routines of Friday, I'm at this dance. Saturday, I'm here. Sunday, I'm here.
But
done. So weekend.
But now that things are starting to open back up, they're gonna start realizing that's like the relationships that have started in the pandemic.
Yeah.
That's why I said I ain't no relationship taking serious nothing during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I need my distractions back.
To see.
I need my distraction back. I need to be busy again. Yeah. I need to do all of that to be honest with how I feel about someone. Because we were talking about it earlier on, and I'm now at a space where, it's like finding someone that's irreplaceable.
Yeah.
When someone says, "What are you looking for?"
Yeah.
I've now got to a stage where the answer is, I want to meet someone who's irreplaceable, bro. Like, because most women are replaceable. They are, and they are.
Look into the camera when you say that,
though. Is this 4K? Right? No, because they are. They are replaceable, bro. And even if I was to ask a woman what's special about you, she's gonna tell me something that another woman's gonna say.
Yeah.
But the beautiful thing about that is that everybody requires something different, so no one really has to change.
Yeah.
That's one thing I would say. No one has to change much. Because there's somebody that wants you the way you are.
Yeah.
But you gotta want that person too, and that's where the problem lies.
Yeah.
The person that wants you, that likes you the way you are, you don't like that motherfucker. You're technically better than you.
There was a post I put on my thing on my story today, and basically it said something about the N word that are usually in your DM.
No, he discreetly tried to figure out the big thing, and he was like, 1, 2, 3.
just leave it out of the way, you know what I'm saying?
The meme basically said that the N words that normally fancy the woman and are in her DMs is never the one she likes. And the way I saw it, and I started busting up here, and I was thinking, rah, on the reverse here, when I posted it, the girls who are writing essays in your DMs and saying that, rah, they want to give you the world and they want to give you this and that, when you just go click their top 3 pictures, and it's just literally just a nothing else. You don't even open it or take it out of the request section. You just leave it there.
You're thinking, right, is this my level? Is this my level? Is this what I naturally attract? That's mad though. That is mad. Can't even lie. That's mad. But one thing as well, people have been saving money in the pandemic. Some people have gone, oh, this is a good time to start a little hustle, grow it. But some people have been spending a lot. But
Amazon.
Yeah. Amazon was bad.
You think you're not spending because you're not out physically doing stuff, right? But technically you're at home and it don't, bruv, I ain't gonna lie. Instagram got me a couple times, blood. I'll be minding my own business, yeah. And advert comes up, goes, ooh, do you know this fridge has 4 lights? I'm like, my fridge don't have no motherfucking 4 lights. I need 4 lights in my shit. Buy that, Ross, straight away.
This fridge is so 2 lights.
And nothing wrong with my fridge, but this one's got 4 lights, blood. I need to have that shit. You get me? And that's what started to happen to me slowly. These men will tell you, Amazon, oh my God. If Jeff Bezos ever tried, walk past me in the street, blood, I'm punching him up, blood. I'm sorry. I know you don't know me, but you need to know me. The amount of money I spent on Amazon, fam, it was rife.
Every time you check coach, I gotta go downstairs, Amazon package.
But you know what, I was investing in my own production equipment. So you know, like, I've been doing this for a long time. So now I'm at a stage where if I want to shoot a movie, bro, I can shoot a movie now. I've got cameras, lighting, I don't have to edit in, I don't need to ask no one for nothing, fam. Do you see what I'm trying to say? That's where I was like, I've been blessed enough to be in a position where I can afford all of these things, especially during the pandemic. Let me just get all this stuff now. Let me learn how to use some of this equipment. Let me know who I need to use, X, Y, and Z. Do you know what I mean? So movies that I got coming out, I can produce them myself, shoot them myself, and put them out. Do you see what I'm trying to say? And that for me, that's a good space to be in now, because I like to have things in my control as much as possible.
Yeah, that's a freedom. You really like your own thing.
Yeah, because you know we're living in a world now where look at the people who are winning, right? Yeah. And generally speaking, right? Because not everyone winning is loud. Yeah, but generally speaking, those winning, all these music artists, bruv, they're not fuck labels, bruv. They're just putting the music out.
Yeah, straight.
They're putting the music out and earning all their P's, and they're earning M's, bro.
Yeah.
They're earning M's.
There's no need for the middleman no more.
No, that has to transcend into film, comedy, sports, all of this stuff. Raheem Sterling left Nike.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he started wearing plain black boots until he feels he's gonna sign a deal worth signing. Yeah. Because he realizes how much money we're making these people. Once the deal's done, innit? Yeah. You shop to say so they'll probably wear that, but they'll black it out.
He's gonna wear some Clarks with studs.
Yo, diamond studs, bro. You get me? But so yeah, I just think the world's changing. I think pandemic showed people, man, you've got to have passive income. You got to be able to be in control of your income as well. So all those people that had jobs and all that, and they just got sacked or redundant and all this other stuff. You know, it makes you think like, damn, like someone's able to just stop me from living.
Fam, there's a girl I know. She lives 10 minutes from here still, and she's a girl who's like natchy, bubbly, travels a lot. Like she likes the high life. She treats herself well. Designer bag, shopping, boom, boom, boom. Pandemic, So pandemic hit. Like you said, lost her job. It literally changed her from who she was. So a week ago was her birthday, and that was the first time I'd seen her post on Instagram since last year, March. And I trained one of her friends, and I was like, "Oh, what happened to my girl?" She was like, when COVID hit, her mum's a nurse, her mum was fear-mongering her, had her trapped in her house. So for a whole year, she didn't come out of the house. I was like, what the hell? And she was like, you know how she's proper a bubbly person, travels a lot. Her losing her job and not having that lifestyle that she's used to, it just put it into a shell. I was like, whoa.
That can happen.
Yeah.
But you know, there's a bit, not comfort, but it's like a lot of people were going through the same kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? So I actually feel like, you know, it's been ups and downs for everyone. But I feel like it kind of gave a lot of people a chance to reset. Do you know what I mean? Actually think, because you know, with a fast life, you're busy, you've got distractions, we're always doing stuff. So when you actually got the time to really deep, you can start to tune back into what your actual hobbies are. Not things that you're doing to impress other people or because your friends like doing. What do you like doing? What do you like to do with your free time? How do you like to keep yourself alive?
During lockdown, it showed me that before lockdown, I was too comfortable. I was too relaxed. I was like, you know, every Sunday I make money from locks, my weekly event. Then during the week I'll be like, if I train a few people, I'm alright. Then what I'll do is like randomly, if I train everyone Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'll be like, you know what, this weekend I've got something to do. Thursday morning I'm on my way to Amsterdam or on my way to Paris or somewhere random. Monday morning I'm back. So I used to live just random for like a couple years. COVID hit now and I was like, I was enjoying too much, but I wasn't going as hard as I could. So once all of that's happened now, I built this quickly, stayed working. I remember like when I first bought them kettlebells there, and that I used to throw it in my boot and just literally I put up a post and I was like, if you live within 5 miles of me, I'll still train you, but I'll train you in the park. But I was busy, but I was just like, I didn't take this as serious before. Now things have happened, I'm busier with this, my events are coming back. I started working on my app because I was like, it got to a point when I was doing 60 hours a week of people, I was like, I don't want to be working this much. Like the money's good, but it's not worth my time. So I was like, how could I get the same money and cut down my time? So I have to put everything I'm doing on an app now and try to reach as much people as I can without having to overwork. So it's not about me working too hard now. COVID taught me, let me work smart. You get what I'm saying?
People hear self-employed a lot of the time and they think you're gonna have a lot more free time. In fact,
no, because you gotta do everything. Yeah. You gotta do everything. Self.
There's no paid holidays.
Nah. Forget the self bit. You're by yourself.
And that's why it's good to work smart as well, because or else you end up working for the people. You end up being of so much of service that you end up working for the people, and then you realize that you left working for the people to work for yourself, and now you're working for your, your clients or whatever the situation may be.
You must get that where people will message you at random. Bro, is it possible where you can do this time today? I'm like, fam, it's a Sunday at this time.
Nah, I tell you what, everybody.
What's the point of him being our friend?
Yeah, if you see him with no beard next week, you know why.
Bam! That's dead! Wait, that means they had no belt. He didn't have no belt hooks. Why you wore it like a WWE belt?
If you're balding from the top of your head, I offer a hair unit where I shave off the top area, and I apply hair onto the top of your head. I blend it into the sides, and it makes you look like you're fresh out of Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? All of that.
I mean, you do have to have the Montgomery Burns first, but he patterns it up.
Excellent.
People have been traveling though. People have been traveling for all over for it, and there's a lot of people that have health conditions and things like that. And it's a good feeling being able to restore their confidence.
How long does it last for them?
10 to 14 days so far.
Yeah.
I'm still working on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We can't use Gorilla Glue. We can't. You know what I'm saying? Some people are like, how can it last for 8 months and that? Nah.
Nah, big man. That would be real hair.
I like. I said on the channel, Nathan, I need it in my life. Man.
You don't go holidays and just lost 8 months. Nah, you booked for 2 weeks, big man. You're gonna go to the hotel, guys.
That's retirement.
Yeah, fam.
But in Vegas in a pool party, just floating in the water like this. Niggas can't go down.
Put the head unit in, huh?
Shower cap in the pool, get up.
Yeah, bro, you can't get it wet. You can't get it wet. Because it's glue, the more wet you get it, the more you
But
sweat.
there'll be developments as this thing grows. There'll be developments, and I'm sure stronger glues, not Gorilla Glue.
Yeah.
No motherfucking Gorilla Glue. Yeah, because I know you want that shape up, but goddamn, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be 95 with a new thing. It's not cool, guys. It will develop, innit? Like that's the beautiful thing about that industry anyway. There's always new things coming out, new ideas, people being more creative. But also I just think it lends its hand to men grooming themselves, and it's added that now. Look, for years women have been allowed to tell us that they want a real man, and then they take themselves apart every night to go to sleep. You see what I'm trying to say? So now why can't I go like this?
You know,
fam, why can't I go to bed like this? Why can't I put my shit to the side? I put my head unit next to your thing. You get me?
But you know what's mad? Women are saying we allow it. We're like, oh yeah, we'll let you have that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know what's joke, Back in the day when Kojo used to shave his head bald, people used to think he can't grow hair.
No, you used to think
No. People used to think. No. I remember like one time one girl was like, "Rah, I see Kojo hair." I was like, "Yeah, he can grow his hair." She's like, "But why was he bald before?" Because he shaved his head bald. Yeah. It's that simple.
And you gotta be. I was always wary about people who went voluntarily bald.
But that's like Jada Kiss.
Huh?
Why?
Because blood, it's like some kind of, when you see a man just come out of sixth form and he just voluntarily.
You know what it was? I'll tell you what it was though. Back then, like, I just felt like the less I have, the hair I have, the more you could see me. That's what I thought of myself, And you look at people like Tyrese, for example. Tyrese is somebody who I really looked up to. I liked what he was doing, etc. Looked after himself, and he was bald and he was young, doing his thing. So for me, I just thought like that's cool. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Especially as I knew that I ain't got no hair issues. Yeah. I know it's a choice. When it's a choice, it's just something that you feel like doing. It's like you feel like dyeing your hair blonde or whatever. You know what I mean? You do something. But for me, I just thought at that time in my life, I wanted to just have no hair. I just didn't really.
If you didn't want to pay for haircuts, just say that, fam.
No, but you know what? But it's
it changed when I couldn't pay for a haircut. When I got a shape up,
that's when the beard thing started happening, and the barber was like, bro, keep the beard. Like, this beard looks alright. This is a good beard. I didn't know what good beard was. I just mean my shit could grow. Do you see what I'm trying to say? So
beards just kept. How long have beards kind of been in like that?
5 years.
Yeah, there you go.
5 years where beard gang started pulling out, and I hate trends, innit? So I was like, I ain't doing this fucking beard gang shit.
Before back in the day, everyone just had a little goatee and that was it.
You remember me, man? I had a little one here, a little moustache season, I had a little donut.
You ever had the chin strap?
What's the chin strap?
Nah. I didn't have the chin strap, but I used to say
he had pigtails.
pigtails. The chin strap would go along the jawline there.
Oh wait, the Craig David, you mean?
the Craig David.
The Craig David. Oh shit, yeah, I had that shit. I look like a dickhead. I had that shit, man. Yeah, blood. I had that shit, blood. Yeah, I had no album out either. Nothing.
So what? You had ponytail? You had a ponytail?
Never, no
Pigtail,
braids.
pigtail.
No, I didn't have that.
Do you have braids?
I had
for a
the.
month. I had it for 1 month.
By accident.
No. I had it for 1 month, yeah, but I gave up because you know what it is, yeah? I was one of them, man, I can't sleep every night with a do-rag. If my hair gets a little bit messy, I'm just like, raw, I need my hair done again. Then I remember my girl at the time was like, raw, you want your hair done every 3 days? I'm like, I don't like messy hair. Yeah, you know them ones. And I used to play basketball all the time then. So with the sweat, I was like, nah.
No, I had K-Nos, but you won't.
I need to see that shit.
Like,
Whoa.
What?
Wait,
Just on the top or all
nah,
over?
so I ain't gonna lie to you, yeah. The sides
Don't
weren't,
lie to us.
The sides weren't growing at the top. Yeah. The sides weren't growing at the top. So
involuntary.
no. So man had your Mario, innit? You know? I used to get shape ups as well, innit? I used to get shape ups. I used to get the shape ups and that.
The border.
But I remember when I first started growing them, innit, my plaits didn't touch the back of my neck, so they used to curl up at the back. So if you wear your do-rag the wrong way, you'll curl up, innit. But after a while it started to grow, innit. Respect my thing. No, I'm gonna show you that.
Bro, you can't say your K-No used to curl up and say respect back.
And peppercorns. I got to that age. I think probably like year 9. I thought, nah, I need to chop it. All of this was like in high school, innit? Like secondary school.
Did the girls like it or something?
Yeah. I was on, you know what I mean? I was on it was a little B2K vibe. But then
With no band.
no band. But then I thought, nah, I need to change this up, man. It's different, innit? Then I had kept getting the fades and all that. Remember the eyebrow slip?
Yeah.
Do people still get that?
Some people do. Yeah, some people do. Some
People come into the shop and get the eyebrow.
I haven't given someone a slip for a while. Like only the slip I've been giving people is like if they got a scar, and I just go over it. That's about it.
Yeah, nah, that kind of that was a phase though.
Yeah, two lines.
I think that's still cold though.
Yeah.
I think that's still cold, but it's not good for everybody. But
I think
still a move.
I think because the youngers I don't really see the youngers with it.
Nah.
Before it was like a thing where people just stopped doing it because you kind of grew out of it. But now the youngers ain't even really
Do you
doing it.
remember that border trim?
The border? Yeah.
Only some barbers could do that, you know. You can't just go to any barber for that borderline.
I had the borderline thing. Why was that?
All the way or half?
All the way, no, all the way around. Wait, why was that lit though?
Wait.
Why was it?
I don't know.
The service I thought back in the day, I feel like a dickhead.
It was a thing at a time though. It was a trend.
It was a big thing.
It was a big trend, yeah.
What?
Do you know what the biggest trend was? Magnetic earrings.
Yeah.
What?
The magnetic earrings, that shit used to corn off my ear, blood. Yeah, you used to put the little magnet at the back. You lot never had magnetic earrings?
Nah.
We went to school to study.
You know what it is, yeah? Remember, African family.
Yeah.
Why have you got air in your ear? So I first had.
The only person allowed one in my friendship.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I had
I was scared to
a
get
magnetic
bit.
first. Then after I had. Remember I used to have the tiny stud. Then after I had the little hoop thing. And I remember the first.
I understand that it came with. The one that is there for piercing your ear. That's it. You're supposed to keep the motherfucker. He was
So like a gold pinball in his ear.
What, has anyone ever like manually? Did you get your earpiece?
Yeah.
You get a earpiece. Have you ever had anyone manually put a needle through your ear though?
No.
Because there was a girl I was chatting to at the time, yeah, and she literally
Yeah, a lot
said that she could
of
do it.
girls did that.
Yeah, but I don't know how I let her do it.
But it was
When
only
I
for-
think
it was
about
only-
it,
You let her do it. Is that how you got your pierced?
like, what? No, I can wear an earring, bro. Wait, don't.
No, I'm saying, did you let her pierce it the first time?
Yeah, bro.
And that's how you got your ear pierced?
Yeah, my second one.
Rotted. She must have given you some. Anyway, let me know.
Wait, how did she do orange pill?
What do you mean orange pill?
I used to hear it was the orange pill either side. You numb it and then the orange pill either side and then you push it through. So how would she do it? Just raw, needle in it?
Yeah, I think like I put it on the stove and I lit the needle. Lit the needle. She was like, alright, cool, I need some ice and I need a tissue. She numbed my ear with the ice and then she just like marked a hole and just went boom.
Yeah, which went quick.
Yeah, it was cool. It didn't even hurt like that. I think obviously my ear was numb. I think that's why.
My whole ear fell off. It didn't. I can't hear you. Come round this side.
My dad.
Back in the day when I got mine in and I walked in, my auntie said, so you want to, are you a girl? Are you a girl? Is this fashion? You want earrings?
Yes, auntie.
Like some bad bee, you know?
I wouldn't allow them that my dad weren't having it. And I only saw him on the weekends as well. But
my mum said, "My mum what?" My mum said, "My mum what?" Shut up, man.
There's people naughty when they lie, no eyebrow slitting and no earrings. So
my son's wearing braided though.
I stopped wearing mine like 10 years. Yeah. I lost it at rugby. I was playing rugby. At the end of training, at the end of the game, I'm looking for it. Couldn't find it. Just didn't bother. Didn't put it back in.
Yeah, that's me. I had an pierced as well. Like, I got them pierced when I was 19 in America. I got the one side of pierced in America, and I was like, "Fucking hell! Like, why did I take so long to do this?" Cause I was shook in it, and like come back to the ladder, I said, "Bam, do the next thing, blood." Yeah, man. I had my double studs for no reason.
Only if you spend money on your earrings and you keep them in. But the ones that used to just be dropping out.
Did anyone have the fake ones when they used to tear up your ears?
Oh, what? Yeah. The square ones.
Yeah. I don't even know what it was, but it was just like the
NYC wood green.
The fake silver or whatever, and it burns your skin in it. All the back of it starts peeling off. Mental, fam.
That's one thing people don't always do, innit? Next time you go around the girls' yard, you got to smell the back of her earring.
Smell it.
You got to smell the earring back.
No,
she's dirty.
No, you don't do that. You just wipe behind you.
Come here, come here.
Yeah, let me smell what you hear.
But bro, that's when the earring thing got long for me, because it's like when you spend on earrings and you just keep losing them, it's like, you know what? It's long, man.
Because the one I had was quite expensive, so when I dropped it, I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm gonna keep on losing it.
I'm like that with shades.
The
amount of glasses that I've bought, bro, shades.
I lose them on holiday.
Fam,
all the time.
Bro, like the ones I've got that I bought them before and I had to buy them again.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, remember when I was looking for the Ray-Bans? I had to go and buy the same ones again. Because, bro, I lose them all the time and I've never really... I like wearing shades when you go away, but that's why, to be fair, I always got cheap ones. Yeah. Always used to get the cheap ones, because ultimately, we was there to block the fucking sun, innit? Like, well, the fuck I'm getting with the...
I used to always lose grills. The singles you put in the slugs or whatever. I used to lose. In fact, I think somebody stole my grills.
Next time grills in the yeah, really like you know the ones. These are 90s ring.
Where you get that from? No, that's mine.
Because you know, if you go and chill, you know what I mean, you got a little vibe in the evening and you might put them on the dresser with everything else. And one day I probably just forgot to bring them.
Because of you, man, is the reason why I didn't ever get grills.
Why?
Because I was around so many people that lost their grills, I thought, I'm 100% gonna lose them too. So it's no point.
Facts.
I ain't never had
Grills is more Northwest thing though. That's where it started from.
Yeah.
Northwest were the first people I used to see back in there. I'm like, oh, why were these men in the dance? Everyone's like, mouth all open. Everyone's mouth open in the dance. So I'm thinking, what's going on?
You talk different when you got the grill in. You see people start talking different.
But see, chicks from like the States or something, like when they see people from London with grills, it's a big thing to them. Because they'll be like, raw, like people from London have grills. You're from London.
I think Northwest is influenced.
The first bunch of men I knew, like I would be in a dance, like I'll be like, yeah, that's Northwest corner. Everyone's.
You remember the flagging? Well, it's kind of coming back a little bit, not too much, but remember the flagging back in the day. So you'd have like, you'd go certain places. You couldn't even. We brought over the kind of culture over here as well, where like you couldn't wear certain colours or this kind of thing, and you get on the bus. If you're trying to coordinate a certain way, it can get kind of sticky and whatever. So it's mad because it's funny how we take on cultures or take on bits from other cultures, but we don't even really know where it is or where it stems from and shit like that. So when I'm talking about like the grills, I feel like Northwest is quite influenced by Americans sometimes with certain things in it. Yeah. So that's probably where that came from. I think. Yeah, definitely.
Wow, it's jokes though. It's jokes. Like I just used to think to myself, right, why are these men looking like Gucci Mane? Bare Gucci Mane clothes, boy. South was totally different. We just back in them days, we just liked our plain Nike tracksuits. We would have grey, black, blue. That was a uniform. Everyone just literally stuck to the same uniform. Grey, black, blue. Grey, black, blue. You go. There was a shop in my area called Frank Johnson's, and we would be with our baggy ass. When I see pictures from back in the day, boy, the boot cuts. Like no one had cuff bottoms. Everyone's wearing the straights. I
saw one picture with Chipmunk. I don't know. I think Getz was in the video. The thing, Skepta, like an old picture, and Chip had his Pradas on. But he's like the trousers were covering the whole fucking shoes. Like I didn't even looking back
forget even.
But you didn't see it then. It looked sick. That
did you
was
used to cut the bottom of the trousers? Huh? Is that not a thing? People used to cut on the jeans.
Yeah, these cut.
I remember getting in trouble for that shit. Until I start buying my own jeans. Yeah. Family, get your piece of jeans, and obviously so it can fit on your trainers how you want, because everyone wanted boot cuts basically, innit? You'd slice up the bottoms, innit? You put 2 slits in there.
So it opens out.
Yeah.
But it's so mad.
That's forced in the boot.
So your mum was advanced, man. You weren't ready yet.
I feel like I was kind of caught in a transition. So when I went to study up in Luton, it was literally majority South in Luton.
Don't tell me you lived in Butte Hall.
Yeah, first year I was in Butte Court, so I'm thinking, bro, where did I? Obviously, because the uni name's called Bedfordshire. Because it's called Bedfordshire, I'm thinking I'm getting countryside. I've gone
That's
there.
the worst place on earth. That place was scum. No. I'm telling you, that place was scum. Luton University, I don't think any of you lot went there to study. You see the thing is here, the reason why you probably used to see so much South here, Loughborough Station, Loughborough Junction here, is in Brixton, innit? So from Loughborough Junction to Luton is like 25-30 minutes. So the man was just like, Luton was like being on ends. So you would have like maybe like 10 men, who went Luton, then you were like, I got this thing on your block. You catch a train, go link, you nap by your bridges. The next day, fam, Luton was scum. That place was.
I hate Luton. Bro, Luton's like, it's always just grey.
Yeah.
I never felt like they had a summertime ever. Do you know what I mean? It was always miserable. I don't know, Luton's a weird place. Yeah, airport, that's it.
Airport. But Luton was a sick. Do you know what I like the most, I got to see how people from South are like though. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? And one thing that
I have to go to Luton to find out how people from South.
One thing I have to say though is that see the swag. Yeah, I saw this a lot of swag from South first. I can't lie, like things like straight jeans and fitted jeans and all of that. Yeah. I've come to Luton with my boot cuts, so I'm saying I'm in that transition, innit? But everyone in the ends is wearing boot cuts. Boot cuts is normal. The Levi jeans with the flaps at the back, boot cuts. That's a norm. You know what I'm saying? That's a norm.
So double denim suit.
I've gone there now, and I'm seeing the South man are wearing like jeans with the boots. But I'm thinking, this swag's a bit different still. And then only as time's gone on, I've started to see it kind of branch off into other areas, and I'm like, okay, it's interesting still.
I remember back in the day, we used to wear oversized Averexes. It's only now that I've got older, like one day I
think more fire crew.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I think about when I think about Averex.
Them are so solid. Oversized Averexes. I remember like when I was in college, I bought Averex. It was XXL. Fam, I was walking around, I was swimming in the gardens.
New York was dressing like that. New York, nothing was fitted in New York. Everything was loose. 3XL, white tees, blood, in a rave, you know? You get me? Like, that's how it used to be. And then, bro, they just jumped on our European thing. And America's changed now.
I remember like in 04, I went to Philadelphia and I was wearing straight jeans and I've gone out with a man them. So I'm wearing straight jeans and a top that's not too loose. And one of the girls was like, boy, your jeans is tight. And everyone started laughing. The next day, I've gone to Broad Street now and South Street in Philly. That's where like bare the shops are. So I've gone there now. I said, I need academics. I need state property and Sean John. The next day, I'm in the club with a baggy jeans, Tim boots on. I proper blended in, boy. I proper fitted in.
Yeah,
Big
that's it.
double XL white tee swimming.
It's great memories.
Yeah. It always comes back though, like with fashion. I'm waiting for dungarees to come back.
Bro.
Real talk, that's coming back.
I reckon dungarees will come back.
Dungarees is gonna come back.
But you couldn't. There was a certain way you could wear them though, wasn't it? You basically just wear them like normal jeans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't.
Dungarees is gonna come back. Yeah, because
Dungarees
everyone
gonna come
was
back. They're gonna be
leaving like they were a mechanic.
We put a Gucci belt on the dungarees.
Remember them 80s tops?
Fam! That's dead! Wait, dungarees never had no belt. He even had no belt hooks. I just wore it like a WWE belt. If I was a wrestler, I'm like.
That reminds me of them girls who wear like oversized t-shirt and wear a belt. It's the same look. The same look. Yeah, it's the same look. I don't like lazy men around me. And I says, no offense, if I see you're non-progressive, I can hang with you, but I can only hang with you in short spurts.
What are some kind of ways that you would say you would use for like your therapy, or just to keep your mind off things or whatever? Like if you know someone that's gone through a kind of dark space, or like you have yourself, like what's some kind of things you'd put out?
You know what, yeah? First thing, we was talking about that recently, about being tidy. And I was trying to break it down to my second cousin, so he's like 19. And I said to him, bro, he always comes in and he's like, how come your house is always looking like no one stepped in there? And I said to him, bro, like I stay in routine. I get up like 10 minutes earlier than I need to, and if there's anything that's off balance, I'll just go over it. And I said, even when things are not untidy, like I got my routine. I get up in the morning, I wipe all the kitchen counters and I wipe the floor. And I'm like, if I stay in that routine, even though it takes only 10 minutes, it saves me piling up a week or two. Then I've got so much mess around me. And I said, the other thing is, when your surroundings is clear, your mind is always clear. You can always think clearly. You always know what you're gonna do next. The next thing
is the state of your mind.
Yeah.
It is. I really believe that. You can see what people are going through when you walk in.
It starts by making your bed. My grand always says that.
Yeah.
First thing, make sure your bed, make your bed, make your bed.
Second thing that I got in routine is I picked it up from someone years ago. I got a whiteboard. So anything that comes to my head, I write it down and I say, right, I've got a deadline date to hit that target. So the moment I do it, I just go, then I wipe it. You know what I mean? So especially during this lockdown, I've had key things that I've just been like, right, you know what? I need to do the YouTube. Don't procrastinate. Get it done. I need to do the app. Don't procrastinate. Put your money. Get it done. Build this. So ticking things bit by bit, because I was like I said before, I think I was too relaxed. I was too comfortable. I was like, I'm making decent money. You don't need to stress. Blah blah blah. Then you start to think, right, everything's going online, and if you don't jump in with the race online, 5-10 years, everyone who didn't adapt is going to be like, oh shit, I missed the boat. Even though it's not going to be too late, but they're going to be 5-10 years behind everyone.
You know what it's like? It's like the driving test. Like the theory. A lot of people who would never done their theory or driving test, even the theory is evolving. You know what I mean? There's more questions now, there's harder questions, things like that. So
hazard perception.
Yeah, you're gonna be thinking like, I gotta do what? And I remember like, even when I was there, my tests, like my parents or uncles would be like, oh, now back in my day it was a quick this, that. And then even when I'm telling people who are doing it now, I'm like, oh, it was just this. And they're saying, nah, we gotta do this. So it's always gonna be evolving, always. So it's good to kind of keeping a rhythm.
Another thing, going back to keeping mental health, like I said, last year I did in the cardio. I never used to do cardio. I hate running, but every time I was running, my mind started thinking. You don't realize that when you're out in the open and you've got clear space, you start absorbing everything. So I started thinking faster, like, you know what I mean? Like things that I would have never thought about. I'm like, oh shit, midway through running. So when I get home, I write it down. Before I would never write nothing, but I realized the importance of writing things, because now you could vision it. You know what I mean? If you have it in your mind all the time, it gets pushed back further in your mind, where you start thinking, oh, I'll do it eventually. Another thing I picked up as well during lockdown goes back to Amazon. Books. I started ordering books all the time. I used to hate reading, but I stay reading all the time. I stay ordering audiobooks as well. So sometimes when I'm in the house just chilling, I'm just on the couch, just leaning back. And I was listening to, my favorite book that I picked up was a 50 Cent book, Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter. And I was saying to my little cousin, I said, you need to read this book, because this book basically explains why I moved the way I move. And I was saying to him, like, I don't like lazy men around me. And I said, no offense, if I see you're non-progressive, I can hang with you, but I can only hang with you in short spurts. And it's nothing personal. We could be friends, we could be family and all of that, because I feel like once you start hanging around with people who are not like-minded or not progressive, you start turning into them without meaning to. So if you hang around someone who's always moaning all the time, you become a moany person. If you hang around someone who's not driven, you become less driven. So I said to him, I can't be around people who don't function the same way I do. So like, my close circle of brethren that I roll with all the time, if one person's slacking, the way that we grill men them on WhatsApp here, I'm like, if people heard the shit we say to each other, they would say we're bullies. But it's not bullying, it's just like fair criticism, where it goes back to stuff like social media, where like there's a way I could tell Kojo something, I could tell you, man, like off camera. But if we talk to women the same way, we're gonna trend on Shade Bro, UK gossip. You get what I'm saying? But we know between the man them, we could talk to each other and give each other that sort of criticism, and it won't be seen as. And
you know what it is as well. It's about doing that. Like when you lot are, when it's just demanding. You don't ridicule people in public and that like that. Yeah. I mean, if it's your G's, you know what I mean. You kind of have those kind of conversations when it's just you, because it's different. You know, if someone trying to tell you something, and it's just a one-on-one thing where it's around people that you know it's all love or whatever, you're gonna receive it different than if it's in front of everybody.
Yeah, because it's respect.
Yeah, it's
like if it's your brother, you respect them.
Yeah.
Then you have a private conversation with them.
And you come with a solution based a lot of the time. Yeah. That's what kind of differentiates the hate from thinking. Yeah.
Finding a solution.
Yeah.
And making sure that you can help my man hit targets bit by bit, and not just be grilling man and just, you know what I mean, making man look foolish in front of everyone. So also another thing is like having banter with the man then. There's certain jokes that you lot probably run between each other that you know that if you run it with certain other people, they will take it as blah blah blah, why did he say? But you know, in your unit there's a way you could
you can still get it off,
and it won't be taken personal. Because there's certain jokes here that a man will run with me, and I've even tweeted it before. I said, we could key. One thing, don't ever mention my mum. Second thing, I'm like, know your level of how you can run joke with me. Cause I said, you might see me say something to my cousin or my brethren like Marvin and that, but that's how we could. But you might say the same thing and you might get slapped in the face. You know what I mean? Because I don't know you like that.
When the are battering online, people might think, I can just come
slide in.
Nah, sir.
Yeah. You have to keep order. You know what I mean? So sometimes
don't try no new things.
You have to reset a man with a slap.
Do you man believe that gymming has helped with the discipline? And then
100%.
I think that was the first thing that helped me discipline, because I first had to start sacrificing like time, diet, things like that because of the work I was putting in, and then I started to realize there was a discipline that came with the fitness. And I started to realize, I put in the work, I got certain results, got a certain respect, got this, and then when it started to slack, I didn't really like it. So I was like, you know what, this is something that I want, so I had to put the discipline in. There's certain things you can't do, certain things you have to do. You wake up early. If you want to get your gym session in, you might have to do it in the morning. You know what I mean? I have to do it early or whatever.
Crazy thing is, I tweeted something 2 days ago in regards to that, where I get people who always message me and they always moan about, I've got no time to work out, blah blah blah. And I said, you can make your life a lot simpler. You work 8 hours a day for someone else. You need to just make 45 minutes to an hour a day for yourself, 4 or 5 days a week. I said, to most people it's like, I can't find time. But I'm like, if you can make 45 minutes and just do like 3 days a week of weights, but you superset everything, and 2 days of hit, you might not be the strongest or get real powerful, but you're gonna get a banging shape and you're gonna be able to maintain it. And you're not killing yourself doing crazy amount of time in the gym. Perfect example, my last girl, she used to get up every morning 5:30, go to the gym for 6. By the time it's 6:40, she's done. Showers, jump on the train, work. And everyone used to be like, "Rah, how come she's in banging shape? She must train all day." I'm like, brother, my girl gets to the gym 6 o'clock, 6:40, she's done. That was her routine 5 days a week. So she was like, you know what, by the time I'm finished work at 5, all I'm doing is going home, eating, watching my Hollyoaks and all them programs that I hate. You know what I mean? The only reason I watch that is because of Richard, time to time. So that's the routine, 5 days a week, keeps her body in shape, and it just carries on over years. So it shows the discipline a person's got, because they're not making excuses of why they can't do nothing. They know that, raw, I dedicate 40 minutes a day to myself, 8 hours to my job, then the time after my job is my free time, relaxation. But most people will tell you that, they can't do this. Right now that we're recording this, it's what, 9:40. I guarantee you most people say they ain't got time in front of the TV watching something on BBC One or BBC Two or Channel 4. But it's down to what you put as your priority. You know what I mean?
What do you reckon, Coach? Like, what kind of keeps your mental health balanced?
For me, it was reading books. Yeah, reading books. I only read autobiographies because I think when you invest in other people's journeys, it makes you really take heed of what you've been through and understand that fucking hell, man. Would I want their problems, or am I cool with what I've got? Because some people think that what they're going through is the worst thing ever until you hear what someone else is going through. You're like, fucking hell, mate. If these both dropped on the floor, I'm picking my shit back up. This shit I'm trying to say, and it puts things into perspective. And I think you get two things out of that. You get to learn about someone else, and then you get to really analyze yourself through someone different story. Yeah, I mean, and read stories about people that you don't really know about. That's how my reading evolved. I started out reading about Kevin Hart and people that I knew as comfortability, just to get me into reading and listening to audiobooks. And now it's about reading about people that you don't know nothing about. They've just got a book about their life. Learn about other people, man. Because what are you learning by reading Tupac and Malcolm X and Martin Luther King? The same shit that they told you anyway. And that's what I learned that from Charlemagne's book. That's why he is how he is sometimes and knows so much different things outside of the culture, because he read about this Jewish guy, you know, and he read about this Jewish woman or this Asian lady, or do you know what I mean? It's about
and
reading.
That's mad though, because it's like we might not get the bringing into those communities, but there's knowledge.
Information's there.
There's knowledge
The
there.
information's there.
But we ain't gonna go pick up a Jewish, but we're gonna go pick up a Biggie Tupac or something like that.
And try and believe that they're gonna tell us who killed him. In the book. They don't tell you on Netflix, but they're gonna tell you in the book. You know what I mean? And that's us. It's like, you know, it's a over familiar thing and a lazy mindset to just get sideways information. Do you know what I mean? You've not moved forward, you ain't moved back, but you ain't moved forward. And for me, that's where I'm at now, and just investing my money into life and people who have lived and their stories, and appreciating where I fit my story into that, because I've just finished my book. Do you know what I mean? Which is out next year. So that encouraged me to kind of say, look, someone wants to know how you coped with certain things, how you decided to do certain things, how you failed and how you lost. You know what I mean? And the trouble you got into, the wins you had, they wanna know all about that, because it inspires other people. And so many other people's books have inspired me. So reading really just kept my mental in check.
But do you know why I think reading is so important? Because, you know, in a world where there's obviously Clubhouse, and we've got so much saturated. It's so saturated with everyone's opinions and thoughts and whatever.
I get that app off my phone.
Blood.
I can't. You know what it is here? I can't deal with stuff that clogs up my mind. I can't deal with toxic stuff.
And blood, there's value for me. Not every single book is going to be, you know, factual like that. But I would say, like, there's value in that person has put a value on what they're saying. Do you know what I'm saying? People. So it has the value. Some people just talking or whatever, but someone's actually put the time in, spent the money, got it published, all this kind of thing. to put it into a book, and I feel like it just holds a little bit more value than a caption on Instagram. Or this or that. Do you get what I'm saying?
But you know what, to add to that, it's like for me, I only listen to audiobooks. Like, and the reason why I only listen to audiobooks is if I'm on a go, if I'm cutting hair, got a little notepad on the side, listen to sign. That's a gem. Carry on doing what I'm doing. That's a gem. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the week, I might look back at all the gems and I'm like, you know what? I actually forgot about that first one I wrote. All right, cool. That's in the memory bank now. And just keep living life like that.
As well, regarding stuff like Clubhouse, the reason why I deleted it is because I realised I don't suffer FOMO no more.
You know
so
what?
I don't suffer fear of missing out. So you know, like there might be a topic on Clubhouse and everyone's talking about it on Twitter. Like back before, I'll be like, let me see what. Now when people are talking, I'm like, I actually don't care. So it's like sometimes someone will be like, log on to it. I'm like, I ain't got that app on my phone.
You know the
I'm out of the loop.
You know the maddest thing with Clubhouse? I'd say, like, let's say for instance I wanted to learn how to do something, like let's say for instance I wanted to write a book. Let's say I wanted to write a book, you can go onto Clubhouse and find a community that just talk about writing books. Now they might not be talking facts, but you're in a community where they might be able to point you in the right direction of, alright, this is that's a community there. That's the kind of thing, like I'm not on Clubhouse daily, but if I needed to do something, that would be one of the things. I'll go into Clubhouse and I might be look at a community and I might see if there's any, you know, resources that they throw out there in these free chats. That's how I would use it.
There's one major thing though, everyone's forgetting about.
What?
Throughout the whole lockdown.
What?
Crypto. Crypto, and the reason why I'm saying that is because on the Clubhouse chats, there are some people that have become rich from being in the right chat at the right time. And put their money in the right coin. You know what I mean? That's something that I've seen crypto change people's lives, like in real life.
In the past few weeks, a lot of people just gone dead silent on it, and I'm just like, I said to people, it's one of them things. If you jump on crypto, trying to use it as a get rich quick scheme, it's gonna humble you. You know what I mean? Because 4 years ago, when there was the boom in 2017, a lot of people put in money, jumped in, then crash came. A lot of people took out their money, but we should have held on, because if we held on, that batch then would have been the people now in 2021 to take out their money. But now the cycle's come again. Everyone's quiet now, everyone's taking out their money. The smart people, who've got money that they can afford to lose are just holding, because they know in 4 years the cycle's gonna come again.
I think this is still new to us though. It's still new to us. There's still like a fishing out phase of trading and crypto and all these things. A lot of people are saying these words, have no idea what the fuck they're doing, but they just don't want to be left out of it. They just want to be involved. Do you see what I'm trying to say? So I just feel like it is new still, but I feel like it's gonna grow. It's the way the world's moving forward, and I think more money's to be made. You know what I mean? But I don't think people to put too much pressure on themselves, because this is not our, we've never been invited to stocks. Or shares before.
People are buying houses with crypto.
Everyone's in a rush to get wealthy now. That's the thing. And everyone feels under pressure due to social media, things like Instagram and the lifestyle. Like even the other day was my boy's birthday and I was laughing. I was like, how am I in the middle of the hood in a block? Because he couldn't get the venue he wanted on his birthday. Like I'm in the middle of the hood on a block, and you lot have ordered Hakkasan to Stockholm. And I started laughing. I was like, right, you eat a Hakkasan on a weekday on a block. Have you ever eaten Hakkasan in the hood? Yeah. So I was laughing because I was like, right, you lot are still trying to do lifestyle, even though we're on a block. I'm like, I was just like, right, like, you know, I just.
Lift don't work. I was out here talking about Hakkasan, you get me?
You know what I mean? But it's one of the things that, because people are such in a rush to become rich, everyone is jumping on whatever someone says. That's why I was laughing when there's a guy called Trizzy, and he moved to America, and he must have said, oh, I'm the richest UK rapper, and I made more than 4K from
I see it.
he said I made more than 4K from rapping, from sales for rapping. And I was busting up because he had a crypto group on, what's that other app similar to WhatsApp, man? Telegram. So I think he had a Telegram group in it, and he was making people pay like $3 bills and all of this to get on Telegram. And what's that other app? that everyone used Discord. So them two, you know what I mean, those two apps. So these people was paying 3 bills, 5 bills. Everyone was just.
Man, use this platform for ACN.
So you know when you look like when you look like you got money, everyone wants in. So people are paying. You go
into a meeting with a Rolex, you can get a loan. Even if you borrow it, no. You can get a loan.
I got my business loan, bro.
But that's what they're doing. That's why Selfridges are loaning people clothes. They're loaning you stuff. You can rent stuff. You can rent clothes. People don't understand, you know. They laugh at stuff like that because they think, why would you want to rent that? All right, cool. Let me rent my little Rolex watch and whatever. Let me go on my pat in my meeting and like come back and get what I got now. And that's what it is. Even like Kevin Samuels talks about when he hired an escort, right? He hired an escort because when she steps into that function that he's going in and she looks lit like that, people go, this shit, right? Boom, you get me? Like all of these things, bro. Believe in whatever you want to believe, but these things are there for a reason, innit? There's certain things moves you got to make sometimes to pattern yourself.
It depends how you use it. And that's the thing. That's the right way to use it. Some man would just get the escort just to bring back to his yard or back to the Airbnb.
But the thing is, that's a prostitute. See, the difference with escorts, prostitutes don't go to what's it called? Escorts. Some of them get hired just to do that. They know how to speak. They know how to conduct themselves. They know how to finesse the room for you. You get me? Prostitutes beat blood.
But that's like
you know what I'm saying?
That's kind of like what we were speaking about before with the fragrances. Like before you step somewhere, the fragrance will set your presence. So before you step somewhere, if you have certain things, it will just heighten your presence.
Obviously, man, spraying doo-doo blood. Having a shitty results.
You mentioned fragrance. There's a company that I like. They're based like in West End, and normally like once your bottle runs out, they tell you keep it. Then they open it and refill it for you. If you don't keep your bottle, you're gonna pay an extra £25 on top. So now they started doing washing detergent, but the washing detergent is £50. And one of my friends,
it's smelling mad.
the fragrance.
You just hotted up the thing now. Like, exclusive.
I don't care because you know what it is. No, you know what it is. No, you know what? You could beep that bit out. So anyway, the thing cost the washing detergent cost £50. But the other day I was like, jeez, if I wash that with my clothes, I was like, I'd have the fragrance oozing out my gums 24/7. You know what I mean? I'm like my bed sheets as well. A girl will be like, oh my god, that smells like you.
He's nice. He's got one fragrance.
But that's why you got to be the first to grab the fragrance. You
know
know
what I do most times? I get my brothers to send me oud from Dubai, you know. So I make my mixes. So when they send me like a couple boxes, I'll mix the original fragrance and I'll make my own distinct fragrance. So that way, me and all my brothers don't smell the same. Yeah.
I don't want no one send me that wood from Dubai.
Some wood. Yeah, CHZO and him live, and follow the Rap Party as well. That's our podcast. We're doing our first live UK tour that just got finally confirmed today. So we're going London, Manchester, and Birmingham. September. Look out for that. Relationship debate. Taking it around the country. So yeah, it's gonna be lit, man. So look out for that. CHZO and him live.
Natty Ranks. I'm a personal trainer as well, so check out Ranks Regime online training. If you want to look, you know what I mean, a certain type of way, we can do that for you. You know what I mean? But yeah, check out the Rap Party on tour, you know, coming soon. So you know, get your tickets.
Nathan 5 Star live and direct. I'm on a store called Smith's Hair Studio. Instagram Smith's H Studio, and High Wycombe branch, the studio SHS. Look out for the Rap Party tour coming up soon. Manny, Bum, other places. We're gonna show you soon come. Peace.
This episode was funny. I hope you all liked it. The boys got the Rap Party tour coming. Stay tuned. You're gonna see me on their show soon. Boom.